Stop. Hi guys. Uh I know I know this is definitely a bit of a shocker for you guys to see me on VR, but there's a reason why. It's not just so that it was easier for me to communicate with you guys, but also as a way for me to kind of express everything. Um Everything that I'm going to be talking about is entirely serious. It's going to have very sensitive topics. I will censor some words, of course, but the topics and correlations and everything, that's going to be more than clear as day. If what I am going to say will make you uncomfortable, you have every right not to watch this video. I am not going to force you to sit here. I just want to get this off my chest and kind of explain everything about my decision to put Dinovision Origins on pause, all of that stuff, because you guys deserve to know. I don't want to be leaving you guys in the dark, because I care about y'all and all that. So I will admit definitely it did take me this long for me to finally work up the courage. I will admit that. It's not it's not just to do with my own mental health, but it's also because of a genuine fear. And this is me putting on a brave face for you guys just to talk about this and to also make sure that you guys are aware of this. Enough said. The Dark Magician is a pedophile. He he was someone that not only did a lot of very inappropriate role plays with minors, he's also involved them in a lot of serious situations regarding adult topics, and he's done worse. He's manipulated a lot of people, me included, and he's manipulated a lot of the people that I've considered my friends. Some are still, I still hang out with to this day, some have still gone off to do their own thing. Any of the case, this person has affected me a lot. And not in a good way. For starters, he's affected me in a way that has made it difficult for me to continue working on Dinovision Origins as of right now because of his actions. And it's not only that, it's also the fact of everything that he had done to me and a few of my friends. They left me thinking for a very long time. And I want to let you guys know, just like me, I thought everything was my fault. Because I was in such a situation, I thought that I was the one to blame. That it was my fault for getting manipulated. It was my fault for even meeting this person to begin with. But the truth is, it wasn't my fault that he decided to do what he did. That he decided to hurt, that he decided to manipulate and play with me and a lot of other people like they're toys. Putting me up like a trophy because of my status as a YouTuber. And if you are in the exact same situation right now, or if you had just left an abusive relationship, it is not your fault. You are the one that had been victimized. You are the one that had gone through the most bullcrap. You should not blame it on yourself. Instead of blaming yourself, learn to cope. Find people that will genuinely care about you, whether it's friends or family. Find someone that will listen, that will care, and that will ensure that you do not go through any of this again. Because that's not what you deserve. What you deserve are people that are loving, caring, and will always be there for you. I've also moved on from the situation myself. I found people that I love to be around, that I get excited when I see them online. And I even have a loving family. So, just remember, you're not alone. You have people that care about you. Now, what I am going to project on screen right now are screenshots. These are not edited. These are not changed or altered in any way, shape, or form. These are legitimate. These are the screenshots of Magician interacting with children at the age of 16 and saying these things to them. Now, obviously, I did mention that he manipulated. That is no lie.
Okay, to be honest, with the screenshots they've been taking, is a lot of the screenshots are from roleplays. Not to mention with the fact that two of these people that are saying I've done this shit were my exes. One of them still won't let go of this shit, which is Z or Z. They are. Z is still being petty about this and won't let shit go. And they're the reason this whole thing spiraled out. Hell, he has wished for me to kill myself. Z has wished for me to kill myself. And not to mention, like, they've got me because I've been wanting to stay away from. I want nothing to do with them. Another group, and it's another group kind of like mine, where they'll host like instances, play like games or performances and all that. Two people who own that group, and they made their choice, and I want nothing to do with them. If they don't want anything to do with me, fine by me. I just want to keep enjoying my life. Hell, I work now. I work weekdays. I work from morning to afternoon. I'm living the best life I can enjoy. To be honest, the whole thing, I was set up throughout the whole thing because because this involved another ex that I was dating, and they kept everything hidden from me. They didn't want to tell me shit. They forced over there to keep his mouth shut, and it sickens me. And it does. I've lost two friends who I've known for 14 years because of this, and I doubt I'll see them again. One of them I don't want to see, which is who orchestrated this whole thing with them.
I want a full confession. I, Magician, did these actions. I am aware of that. You want an out? That's how you get your out. Don't forget, I know your dad. He is a cop. I have contact with him. This will go to your local law. This will go to the FBI tip line. This will absolutely go on YouTube. Save yourself the trouble. Just confess. Confess that you manipulated. Confess that you faked DID. Confess that you're a predator.
The one thing that isn't true is the manipulation. You can have everything else, just not the manipulation.
This isn't a This isn't a BOGO bargain sale. This is you're literally a predator. What part of that do you not understand? What part of local law jail time Do you not understand? You can't run. You don't get to run anymore.
Will you guys leave me alone if I do this?
Oh yeah, no, sure. We'll all
Will
leave.
you all just fuck off and leave me alone?
Oh, we'll all dip.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, don't worry. We'll entirely fuck off.
We
once you
will
would say
leave.
it.
We will leave. I want a full, uninterrupted confession that you preyed on kids, you preyed on Jay, you preyed on me, you preyed on, you preyed on, manipulated us, and you faked DID to get your partner. Go for it.
Okay. So yes, I, magician, have done these actions, yes. With knowledge of it and not knowing of the consequences of it. I've also faked DID and a manipulator.
So you admit to it. You preyed on Eddie.
Yes.
You preyed on me. You preyed on. You preyed on.
Yes.
You faked DID to get with your partner to manipulate us. None of us are going to trust for a very, very long time. You're going to make a lot of people here question a disease that they might have.
Yeah.
You're done, magician. You're done.
Can I leave now and let my life be over?
One more thing. For the goodness of yourself, post a confession to your channel. For the goodness of yourself, the next video you post, it's not going to be that Halloween video. It is going to be a confession. You're going to stand in front of that camera. You're going to confess. And if that video isn't uploaded, unedited, you don't even have to worry about editing it. You just record it and upload it. And if that video isn't up by this Saturday, this all goes public. Everything. I'm giving you a chance to do this yourself.
Got it.
Now I think I speak for all of us when I say, get the fuck out of my face.
Hi, I'm sorry to pause here, but I wanted to add that unfortunately, as of the time that this had been recorded, the individual that had recorded this wasn't able to upload it per se, so I'm doing it for him and including it in my video. Also, I'm gonna pause this again later on, but for right now, let me just continue. He manipulated me and a few other people. For example, two of the people that I know. You guys may have already seen them already in a few of my streams, but these are August and Zinni. I refer to them as such. These two are one of my closest friends, and funny enough, when I first met Magician, I had also first met them. August was a little bit later, but regardless, these were the two people that I had first come into contact with, aside from Magician. And he's done so much to hurt them. For example, Zinni. He had to go through basically being the person that would essentially be getting the brunt end of most blames. Whenever there was an issue, he would always be the one blamed for it. Regardless if he had anything to do with it or not. Well, regardless if he actually did do something, or if it was something major or minor, it didn't matter. He was always the one getting screamed at. Always the one getting punished. He got kicked out of the group once because he was previously in a not so good relationship. Which, I mean, it would have been fine if I was told. But Magician never told me. He never told anybody else. He only told a few select people in the group. And that was it. That was really it. He never told me or anybody else. And when I had heard about Zenny being kicked out unfairly without any form of agreement, without any actual conversation, it didn't sit right with me. And from my memory, this is just from my memory alone, do not take this as fact. It didn't seem like there was any form of apology after. There was just nothing. Once Zenny was back in the group, that was it. There was nothing else. August was also given bad treatment. When he was first in the group, he saw a magician as someone to look up to. And look up to him he did. He was such a sweet individual. And he really wanted to talk to Magician. But the issue was that he could never find the right time or place to properly have a conversation. And he was so socially scared that I tried. I tried, and I think I ultimately failed with trying to help him out. But it's not just that. There have been multiple times where Magician would lash out or act a way that was not appropriate. And whenever August asked him why he would do such things, Magician's girlfriend, who I am not going to name, decided to basically tell August to change his tone and to speak softer, to be gentle with him. I want you to know this. Magician's in his 20s. He's older than me. And apparently he has to be treated like a child to, I don't know, get a point across. And I'm saying this because he's acted like a child. With me, with Cindy, with August, with everybody else. Anytime that we have, like, for example, there have been instances where Magician will suddenly lash out or shut down, or basically, when he is confronted with something that he doesn't like, he will curl up. And when that happens, whether it's in the middle of an important conversation, everybody has to stop what they're doing just to comfort him. You may raise questions as to how that could be bad. He does it in important conversations. We all had this thing that we did where basically we would all sit down and talk. We would all... Sorry, I'm moving my camera. We would all basically take a minute to, like, tell each other, like, if there's anything that bothers us, that people can adjust. And when it was Magician's turn, he never liked it. He always curled up and cried and thought he was being attacked. And because of that, almost every conversation that had to be had with him had to be stopped entirely, put on pause, or just entirely just giving up. August was... August was a few months away from turning 18. He was 17 at the time. And he was dealing with someone over the age of 20, I think around 23, 26, acting like a child. Because he can't handle being told to fix himself. And it didn't get any better. I was also a victim of his bullshit, because there was a day where I had asked his girlfriend to hang out with Magician, and she said, okay, I'll let you two hang out. And this was on, like, it was initially just going to be on Roblox, and then we decided to move to VR. I brought along August and Zinni just for, the sake of it, because I thought it was an opportunity for, those two to also hang out with him. And he was fine with it when I asked. We went into a backrooms world. And in this world, it was like a maze. Like, initially, I had a very big issue with horror maps on VR, specifically virtual reality. I'm still kind of getting better at it, but we were all together in two groups. One was Zinni and August, me, Magician were together. And as we're going through the maze, suddenly shows up. And the second she shows up, Magician immediately goes off. And I'm left by myself. And I wasn't doing mentally well at the time. I was feeling a little tired mentally. And him suddenly leaving did not help. So I respawned back at the base. Before you ever even start the map. I was there. I tried to approach her, and she kept walking away. So I gave up, and I went to the lounge area, and I laid down. I saw a Magician appear, and he went straight towards me. August and Zinni both went towards me. At no point in time did Magician or ever walk over to check up on me. And at some point, I took off the headset for a bit and just took a minute to relax and chill. Stare at anything but a screen like 2 inches from my face. And also kind of take a nap. But when I woke back up and I checked Discord, I saw that August and Zinni had both DM'd me the second that I had gotten off, which was at around 9 or 10 p.m. The time I had woken up was at around 12 to 1 a.m. And Magician had only sent me one message at 12 a.m. Now, before you question what's the problem with it, August and Zinni both were asking if I was okay, if everything was alright, if I was gonna come back on, all that. Questions that would show that your friends are concerned about you. Magician only said that he hopes that I'm doing alright. He doesn't ask if I'm okay. He doesn't ask what happened. He doesn't ask why I got off. He just says, I hope you're okay. And that wasn't what broke me. What broke me was when I went to check the Discord server that Magician had owned, that was basically for the entire friend group, and there was one message for everyone, and it was, did anybody hate What ticked me off about that was that he didn't so much as seem to care about what had happened. Like, why I had suddenly vanished, or why I wasn't doing mentally well. It was something about... Which, found out later on, she didn't even ask him to put that. He just did it on his own accord. And both Zinni and August were upset at that. And so... they saw something that I didn't. And they pulled me out. They brought me to their own server, which didn't have a lot of people, but it was still nice. I met 2 other people that are also extremely nice. And the longer I stayed with them, the more I realized that something was off about Magician. The way he acted, the way he treated me and everybody else, it was not good. It did not make me feel good. But as abusive situations and abusive relationships tend to work, I wanted to go back to him. And the moment I got the chance, for an entire week, I completely avoided August and Zenny. And I stuck with Magician and the rest of the group. And it took me longer than that for me to finally realize just what Magician really was. During that time, Magician had completely cut contact with Zinni and August and blocked them both on VR chat. When you block someone on VR chat, you cannot see nor hear them. They are invisible to you. And it's vice versa. They cannot see or hear you. There was a time where August and Zinni and I were all watching a movie together. It was a movie night. And after we finished watching, I had decided to try to help Magician. And basically help him and August get back together. And try to fix things. I wasn't aware of how he was going to react. I had DM'd Magician asking him to get on. He asked me why, I just said to get on. And I did make a promise to him, admittedly. So I guess this one is a little bit of my fault, that I would not bring up Zinni or August. This was the one time that I was going to break it just to try and help. But when Magician got on, joined the world, remember, he had blocked the 2, so he isn't even supposed to know that they're there. He got upset. He yelled at me. He said I backstabbed him. Called me a bunch of names and then left. He barely let me get a word out. And I was left there crying. August and Zinni were the only 2 that were comforting me. He had completely gotten off VR chat. He kicked me out of the group that he had made. And he called me a lot of names. I expressed my frustration. He said that I was betraying him in a sense. And that's what snapped. That's what made me snap. Because the way he was acting, it was as if he thought everything was in fictional reality. That everything was just a show and he was the main character. That's how it felt. And when I told him about this, he continued screaming. All caps, in the DMs. And eventually, I blocked him. I gave up trying to talk to him. I gave up on him entirely. This was something, again, that I struggled to get off my chest because I was too scared to. You want to know why I was scared? Because I had always been wondering, long before I had always been wondering, would he say something? And would he twist his words to make it sound like he is innocent? And that I, and Zenny, and August, and a lot of other people that he did this to, was he going to twist his words and make it sound like we were the ones that manipulated him, that took advantage of him, that hurt, that screamed, that emotionally broke? Surprisingly, he didn't. Because, I don't know if you knew this, but he used to have a channel called Mr. Puzzle's VR Adventures. I was one of the people that decided to join in on the acting and the fun and the shenanigans. I made some of the thumbnails, I provided an outro for him, but at some points, anytime I offered to do any editing, anything special, I never got a response. And that's what made me feel like I was being used. Was because I never got a response. Hi, it's me, Blue, from the present once again. I apologize for pausing here. I just want to let y'all know that Magician had deleted his YouTube channel, which was Mr. Puzzle's VR Adventures. So unfortunately, if you do look that up, you're not going to get any results. However, he does actually have a new YouTube channel that he made a while ago called Mr. Puzzle's Multiverse. And it's almost the exact same as Mr. Puzzle's VR Adventures. And I don't think this guy has really taken any atonement for his actions whatsoever, just based on this alone. Now, with that finally off my chest, you may be wondering how this correlates to Dinovision Origins. He was a voice actor for Dinovision puzzles and a few other Mr. Puzzle variations I have made in a few videos. You may have seen them already on my Tumblr, you may not have. But once I had cut contact with Magician, I tried to move on and continue working on the project that I've been wanting to work on, which was Dinovision Origins. But anytime I was trying to animate, anytime I was trying to work on the video, I could not stop seeing his face. Whenever I heard his voice, it was a trigger. It made me uncomfortable. It made me scared. It made me feel like he was right there over my shoulder. I've had nightmares about re-encountering him and him doing something horrible. That's how much I've been affected. And it's more than likely that's what the others have also experienced. August, Zenny, a few other friends. We've all been victims of him. And I'm saying this to the people of VR chat, to the people of the internet, and to the children that are watching this, that somehow are watching this, and to the adults that may also be watching this also, that have kids of their own. Do not let them go anywhere near Magician, or your child is at risk. You are at risk. And parenting is hard. I may not be able to understand that because I am a child. I am a single child of 2 parents. And I'm not even sure if I want to be a parent yet. But this is to the parents that are watching. Please, keep your child safe on the internet. Because the internet can be fun. It can be a safe place for children if you teach them how to use it correctly. But there are also the bad sides to it. Just like real life, there are strangers. The only difference is that you don't know who is behind that screen. You don't know who you or your child could be talking to. And keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind. That unless you truly know this individual, that you absolutely are sure that this person can be trusted, that there is even evidence that this person is safe. Or if you even know them in real life, please do not let your child get exposed to this. There have even been children that have been victims of his manipulation and abuse to the point where their parents have had to step in and pull them out forcefully. And why the child won't be able to pull themselves out? Because this is what was said to me word for word. When a child that was with Magician had told me once he was out of the picture, if he was a manipulator, if he was a predator, why hadn't he done any of that stuff to me yet? Why would he not do that? If he's a predator, why is he not doing anything bad to me now? If he's a manipulator, why is he not doing anything to me right now? I'm sorry to that child that I spoke to, but that is not how that works. You don't know before it's too late that you're in a situation that you are not going to be able to come back from. And it's going to scar you. It's going to mentally torment you, and it's going to have a lasting effect. Ever since I talked to that person, I always felt bad for the other people, adults and children alike, that Magician was hanging around, that were basically under the impression or the assumption that he is a safe person to be around. This is why I'm also saying, if you see something that doesn't sit right with you, say something. Say it to someone you trust most. I am not just saying, say it to another person in the friend group. Ask your parents if this is how things are supposed to be. Ask someone if this is how you're meant to be treated. Because if it's not, there is a high chance that you are in a situation that is similar to what I went through. Evidence of everything that I had just listed is going to be linked for you guys to look at. Do with the information as you must. Spread the word. Let people know. I would rather not this be kept quiet. So please, stay safe out there. Especially to you guys on VR chat. This is why I even chose this to begin with for this video. Stay safe. And please, take care of yourself. And like I said before, if you're in the situation, or if you are a victim of any of this that I had just explained, you're not alone. And it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself for it. Because I've also asked myself, if I had done things differently, could I have avoided this? Is it my fault for even engaging with this individual? That's the thing with people. You never know their true colors until you truly get to know them. Because everyone wears a mask. And behind that mask is their real intentions. And you may never even be able to see the intentions until it's too late. I appreciate you guys that have decided to sit through here and watch this video. It means a lot to me. And it means a lot also, most likely, to the people that have also gone through this exact same situation that I have. I do apologize if my voice is a little scratchy. I'm trying not to cry on video. But I am serious when I say that you guys matter a lot. Not just as supporters, but as the people that you are. As the people that have the ability to make a choice. That have the ability to change the world. Whether by a little bit or by a large amount. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see some of my content, feel free to stick around. Subscribe. Make sure to share this video with anybody that you know that is with Magician right now, or that should be aware of this position. People that you care about. Make sure they know. And have a good rest of your day.